So for this problem, it wants us to write a mathematical model for this problem that solves. We have one positive number, and there's 1/5 of another number. And the difference between the two numbers is 76. Let's find the numbers. So anytime you're asked to find something, I like to call that thing x. So I'm going to let x be my first number. And then my other number is 1/5 of that number. Now, the difference between the two numbers is 76. So the difference is subtraction, x minus 1/5 x. That's the difference between these two numbers. That's going to equal to 76. So we need to recognize here that this coefficient in front of x is a 1. And in fact, to subtract a whole number minus a fraction, we need to have common denominators. And so we just simply call 1 5/5. So 5/5 minus 1/5 x is 4/5 x. So 4/5 x equals 76. Then to solve this equation, we multiply both sides by the reciprocal of that fraction. So I'm going to multiply by 5/4 and multiply by 5/4. And 5 cancels 5, 4 cancels 4. So on the left hand side, I have x. And so over here on this side, 4 is in the denominator. This is like 76 over 1. 4 goes into 76 19 times. And 19 times 5 is 95. Right, so be careful, we're not done yet. We need to get both numbers. So the first, that was x equals 95, and so x right here is the first number. That means that one is 95. So we have to enter our answers as a comma separated list. We put 95. And then we find the second number by taking 1/5 of 95. So 1/5 times 95 is equal to 19. This 5 was in the 95 19 times. So the second number is 19. Now you can check yourself. So we know that one number is the 1/5 of the other number. So 95 and 19 are related because 19 is 1/5 of that. So that statement checks out to be true. And the difference between these two numbers, if you take 95 minus 19 on a calculator, you'll get 76 is the difference. So we know that we have the right answer.